Nope.
What is up, you guys? It's James from James Reptiles. I would like to start this video talking about reptile shows. If you're planning on going to any local reptile shows, expect it to be canceled. Tinley today just got canceled. I know a lot of vendors are already there. They're already in hotels, they're already dragging their vans with supplies up. That really sucks for those guys. My boss kind of figured and just planned on not going because of the coronavirus. So Tinley got canceled. A local show that was going to be in about a week and a half next weekend is canceled. It's actually postponed till June, which is a shame because I'm pretty sure it's the same weekend as Pomona, or it's the weekend after, so I'm probably not going to go to it. I was planning on going and just filming, and I was going to, I don't know, I just thought it'd be fun. Nice little day trip, but that's not going to happen. Just expect lots of other shows to be canceled. Lodi in April will probably be canceled. Unfortunately, it's just, they're just going to cancel everything for a while, so it's kind of something to be aware of. So we plan on going any. Double, triple check Facebook, call the venue, call the promoter, and double check all your bases, right? Alright, so some awesome news. I haven't made them tags yet. Last night we had some good news, and this morning we had some more. Little baby crested hatched out. Those are just some of the Pangea hatch that was in there that maybe they were gripping onto. This is the first one that hatched out. It's about 85% pinstripe. Just a cool little guy, nothing too special. And then we got this guy over here, which is a little bit of a tiger. He hasn't been awake as long, so he's not super active, but you can see he's going into his first shed. Toes are still a little stuck together as that happens when they're really young. And he's just kind of a cool tigery pattern. But we'll see. Crested geckos are known to get really, as they grow, they grow into their colors. So even if they're super ugly as babies, they tend to look really cute when they get older. And if they're really cute as babies, they tend to get even cuter. So I kind of suspect with the coronavirus going around that there's going to be a lot of changes to shipping, especially reptiles. So if you have anything you want shipped, I would really recommend doing that sooner than later, just because everyone's going to start freaking out and stuff's going to start changing. The Eclipse, bred to Black Knight Eclipse, looks like she's ovulating a little bit. Well, she ovulated. It looks like she has eggs in her. Is he in here? Yeah, he is. He's in there. Everyone's in their perspective tub except for the Super Snow radar. Let's come down. Let's take a look at everybody, shall we? These girls, I pulled eggs from yesterday, this morning, something like that. Looks like she's got eggs in her. This one, I believe, is the one that laid eggs. Yeah, you can see she's empty. Well, maybe can't see. It probably doesn't pick up on camera. These girls, only one of them's laying, and it's this one in shed. So you can't really see. Oh, you can see she's got eggs in her. You can definitely see them. This girl, not so much. And we move down to the Black Knight Eclipse, who definitely has some eggs in her. You can see it from the side there. See how that pink belly? Those are two nice eggs. The thing is, I only have the one gecko, but I want to produce as many eggs from my Black Knight pairing as I can. And that'll just give me a better chance of keeping some back and being able to sell some to make a little bit of profit. And if you look closely, you can see the Super Radar male, and they're licking his junk. Is possibly prolapsed. It's possible he's just, maybe just finished up breeding with a female. Let's take a look. It looks like he's just licking himself. Let's see if he gets mad. Nope, he's just chilling. So I think the girl in there was ovulating, I believe. She doesn't look like she's ovulating still. It's possible I just don't see it. And this girl looks like she might be starting to grow a little bit of eggs. It's hard to tell. I wasn't expecting to pair these this year. None of them are cooled, but it'd be very interesting if they did start to breed, and very awesome because those are some nice babies I'd love to have and love to hold a couple back for my collection. Alright, so unfortunately, another thing with the coronavirus is probably the local herd meetings are going to start being canceled. I know mine hasn't yet, and the meeting is next weekend. I don't think I was going to be able to make it anyway because I have a special event that I can't really talk about. I'll probably film a little bit there, but I can't talk about it just because it's a secret. But nevertheless, herd meetings are probably going to be closed. And one of the things I love about my herd meeting is they do an auction at the end where you buy tickets. I think they're $2 a piece. And at the end, they call every single ticket. So no matter what, if you bought 20 tickets, you're going to get 20 items. They might not be the coolest, awesome things, but you're going to get your money's worth for sure. They always have t-shirts and like hides and stuff like that. And what I'll do is I'll buy a couple, and even if I get called last, I don't care because no one ever picks the stuff. Like I'll be like, oh, I want a shirt, and then I'll get called last, and it doesn't matter because even though people take the shirts, everyone always leaves like the turtle food and the bearded dragon food and all that, and the things of calcium that the local stores donate. Everyone always leaves those, and I find it so funny because I love them. And at this point, I have so much of this turtle food, and I have so much calcium, it's going to last me for so long. And I get it for pennies on the dollar because you go, I mean, this much turtle food probably would have cost $20. It literally cost me $2. And with the other tickets I had, I probably got calcium and I probably got bearded dragon food. That's why there's a mix. There's like 2 different kinds of turtle sticks and there's these pellets. And it's such a good roach food. Not all the roaches like it. I'll put it in there with my dubia, and you know, it's not their favorite thing in the world, but I know it's giving them some nutrients. I know it's just a varied diet. It helps for sure. Turtles eat a total varied diet, so this food's gotta be varied. And I get it wet. They love it, especially with my big colonies. Make sure they eat it all, and it's just a good way to reuse it because it's a lot of times when I get it at the meetings, it's already expired. But for roaches, it really doesn't matter. If it's losing some of that benefit, it doesn't matter. It's not like I'm really feeding my roaches off. I very rarely ever do feed them off. I just breed them and I sell them, and people buy them. And people know better. They know to load their insects before they feed them off. And if they don't, then they're really stupid anyway. So, just a little tip of what I do. And one other thing I did is I took a fresh baby that I thought was gonna be really cool, and I put him in one of these critter keepers. I do that when I have like a nice one and I want to separate them. I want to make sure their tail stays intact and make sure they just do really well. Be able to keep an eye on them. They have their own food dish, so they don't have to share. I'll put all the babies together, but as they grow, I'll try to sell the not as nice ones and grow the nicer ones up, because then when they're bigger, they sell for a lot more, and it's worth waiting at that point. I've been keeping them on Eco Earth, and it does fine. I mean, it's not the cleanest. They poop all over it. I'm trying with this one. I think I've tried it before and I didn't like it, but I'm gonna try it again, just see how it works out. I've got this guy on paper towel, and I just plan on changing the paper towel more often like I do with the other babies. Just whenever it gets dirty, whenever it starts to grow anything funky on it. And this is that baby. This one's pretty cool. It's pretty light. It's got a nice, awesome tiger pattern on it, and I think it's just a nice kind of, it's got like that textured look to it. These guys are already hacking away at the turtle food. These ones, there's one roach on that one. This colony is really small, so anything that's left over in this colony, I usually throw it in one of these two. These two are some of the bigger ones. A couple roaches on that one, and a single roach over there. These dwarf whites got a spray yesterday, and I fed him a bunch of bug bites. I'm seeing a little bit of what I think is mold growing on the cork bark. I don't know if that's because I'm not supposed to spray on the cork bark, or they just haven't explored up there yet, because they're known to eat a lot of stuff that grows on the cork bark. Look at all these. It's awesome to see them doing well. I'm hoping they're having babies. It's hard to tell. They're so tiny and they dig so deep, and they always play dead. But what I'll do is I'll put the cork bark right there, and if we zoom in, I'll feed right here. Can't get it to focus, but if you look right there, that is the skin of a dried pea, and I'll feed right there and just kind of make it so they always eat in the same spot, so I'm always looking in the same spot for their food. So this right here is my incubator for all my leopard gecko eggs. You guys know crested gecko eggs don't need to be incubated. They do great at room temperature. They just take a little bit longer. It doesn't really affect the animal as much. Leopard geckos are sex determined by temperature, and the temperature can really affect them with kinks and all that. So I run my incubator at 82. 82 produces predominantly females. If you run it closer to 88, you'll get mostly males. Actually, if you run it at 88, you probably get like 99% males. If you run it at 82, you're more likely to get like 80% females. It's kind of harder to get more females. And if you run it in the middle, you tend to get like a mix. So I set my incubator at 82, and the rack right below it's set to 92. This right here is a temp gun. It's one of the best tools you can have in the reptile room. You can check the temperature of your racks, you can make sure your thermostat's right, you can check your incubator, you can make sure nothing's overheating, all that stuff. It's one of the best tools, and it's something that'll save your life if you don't have one. Pick one up, they're on Amazon for $12 to $20. This one was like 12 bucks. It works awesome, it doesn't feel cheap or anything. So we're gonna come up here, I'm just gonna lift a little bit, and we're gonna temp in, 82 degrees, perfect. And you notice I have a water bottle in there full of water. Basically what that does is it helps regulate the temperature, because the water bottle is sort of like insulation. It'll slowly heat up and it'll just hold that temperature really well. So if my incubator was to flux to 84, it'll take a lot longer with that water bottle, because the water bottle is going to slowly heat up. And if it drops really quickly, it's going to slowly drop. It's something like if you have a freezer and there's nothing in it and you turn it on, it's going to take forever. But if you have tons of stuff in it and you turn it on, it's going to freeze, and it's not really going to melt as fast, because even if it turned off, all the ice in there would still keep it cold. Alright, so in the next video I will be feeding the corn snakes. They are, first off, they're ravenous eaters. They will always eat a ton of food. They just came out of cooling and they haven't eaten yet. One of them, oh well, they haven't eaten yet. And I'm possibly going to try pairing them up soon. I don't know. I'm going to try. I'm going to try no matter what. I don't know if it's going to happen, if they're going to do anything, if they even know, because they don't know what they're doing. So I'm going to try to feed them in the next video, so stay tuned for that. That will come out Saturday. That'll come out Sunday. I'll be filming it Saturday, which is why I'll be feeding them. Saturday, I'm also going to a little bit of a party, and we're probably going herping, so if we do go herping, I'll make sure I film that for you guys, and you can enjoy that. Anyway, I'm James from James Reptiles. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. All that definitely helps with the channel. Make sure to hit me up on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, jamesreptiles@gmail.com if you have any questions. And let's hope the Lodi show doesn't get canceled, shall we?